So I normally just stick to Hot Toys and Sideshow on this channel and don't really do third-party stuff much. But I saw this announcement today, and this looks super interesting. I just wanted to at least talk about it. So this is CCL Economist. Let's talk about Green Goblin. What is going to welcome to a video? This is 6 Economist. In today's video, we're doing another hot or cold. This one we're not doing on a hot toy. We're not doing on a Sideshow statue. We are doing on the Toys era Green Goblin, aka the Fiend. So this 6L figure got announced today, and this thing looks sick. And I usually do not do third-party figures, but I really want to talk about this one. So as always, first we're going to talk about this figure from a collector perspective, and then we're going to talk about it from an investment perspective. I love Green Goblin. He is absolutely my favorite antagonist of the Spider-Man universe. I am like waiting for the day that they are going to introduce him into the MCU. I think it would be awesome. It's the antagonist that they need. Mysterio was cool, but I really want to see Green Goblin. The Tobey Maguire Spider-Man films are not my favorite. The first one is very good. Mostly because of Green Goblin. William Dafoe, who plays Green Goblin, is absolutely fantastic. He's a fantastic actor, and he is like the same actor that plays James Jameson, the same actor that plays William Dafoe, who plays Green Goblin. Those are like perfect characters where they are like the character. So they just did a fantastic job. Spider-Man 2 is kind of honestly pretty terrible, and Spider-Man 3 is decent, I guess. But I really like this figure. I mean, it just looks great. The problem for me with this figure is I need an MCU version because I want to be able. I'm probably not gonna pick up this figure, especially because I just don't really like to pick up third-party figures. But if you have a Spider-Man Tobey Maguire hot toy, I know they're really old now, but if you happen to have one, like I would imagine this is definitely something that you're gonna want to pick up. I don't have a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man in my collection, so I'm not rushing to pick this one up. But I mean, who knows? There's even a potential that maybe I will go back and pick up that Tobey Maguire Spider-Man just to have him pose with this guy. But in reality, what I really want is a MCU Green Goblin to display with my like Homecoming Spider-Mans. But this is an awesome figure. Obviously, you get to see, kind of the shot of like William Dafoe's smile underneath, which is like how it was in the movie. Such a sick character, man, and his glider looks awesome. The material that they use is interesting. It looks like it looks unforgiving. Unfortunately, it looks unforgiving. I mean, you can see the crinkles here. You're gonna have to keep this guy basically in a museum pose, somewhat similar to this. I think right here they just look like they're wrinkled because they probably haven't had this specific figure in different action poses. You can see it again here too. But like, I mean, if you're okay living with these like wrinkles right here on the knee, you could leave him in a pose like this, just having his knees bent on the glider, have his arms straight out though, like museum style. I mean, it looks really good. This is one of the most impressive third-party figures I have seen so far. Toys R Us obviously has a lot of really good third-party figures. Their Joaquin Phoenixes are... I've looked at them before because I do really want a Joker, and I've just accepted that Hot Toys isn't going to do one. But those just weren't good enough for me, but this is great. Obviously, they don't have to do a head sculpt for this one, which makes their life a lot easier to try and nail the product. And he doesn't come with a whole lot, but these things also aren't going to be that expensive. This is not going to be like the price that you'll pay for a hot toy, obviously. Obviously, this is an unlicensed product. That's why it's called the Fiend, and so their cost is much cheaper than like Hot Toys, who has to buy the rights to use those figures. And talking about it from an investment perspective, I've actually had a lot of people asking me about third-party figures. I'm probably going to end up just doing a video altogether on what my economic point of view on third-party figures as a whole. But in general, the name of the game for third-party figures, like if you want to buy a third-party figure but you're concerned that maybe one day you won't like it anymore and you want to sell it and you're going to lose money, those kind of just come down to really supply of these third-party figures. Like the Joaquin Phoenix Toys era, they made so many of them, so that one's really just like held around retail. A lot of other Toys era figures like that, but then you also have other Toys era figures and other third-party figures that do very well because they are a figure that's in demand, and collectors have accepted that Hot Toys is not going to make it, and they just go pick it up from them. This Green Goblin is really cool. Like I don't think we have the actual price yet. Yeah, we don't have the price yet, but if the price is right, if you want it, just get it. But it's not like, these aren't ones that you really, it's not great to look at from a best perspective. There's just a lot more variables with third-party figures. And then obviously you always run the risk, like if a Hot Toys ever decide to do it, it's going to absolutely crush these third-party figures. So investment perspective, it's kind of hard to say. It's just nothing crazy. But from a collection perspective, I really like it. The material is probably the best material they could have done with, which is like, you're just not, like, unless they just go full die cast, which would have been pretty awesome. It's always just going to be unforgiving fabric that they're going to use. But this, I mean, just looks sick. This deluxe version that comes with this glider is I mean, you obviously you pick up the deluxe version if you're picking up this third-party figure. And I haven't checked recently what this price of the Hot Toys Spider-Man Tobey Maguire is. Obviously, it's so old. I know the Spider-Man 3 one, the red suit, was going for somewhere around like $250, maybe like 2 months ago, last time I checked that figure. But this is obviously going to be good for that Spider-Man figure if you have it in your collection. So, you know, if you have that Spider-Man Tobey Maguire figure and you don't like the Green Goblin, this is a really good time to sell your Spider-Man. Sell it to somebody who's going to be picking up the Green Goblin, because a lot of people now are going to be going after that Spider-Man. For me, because I just don't love those Spider-Man movies as much, I'm probably not going to be picking up either of these, but it's just, I say it again, I would just love to see Green Goblin in the MCU. But this is a really cool release, and, you know, the fact that I'm even making this video shows how much I really like this figure. I just don't ever really look at third parties, but this is one that, you know, I had to look at for a while to be like, wow, do I pick up this figure? And who knows, if the price is right, maybe, but I'm going to say probably not. But as always, these are just my thoughts. Let me know in the comment section down below. Did you guys even see this announcement? I know it kind of blew up in the small community. Seems like a lot of people are actually really excited about this figure, so that's really cool. But overall, it's a very intriguing figure, and, you know, one of the better third-party figures that I've seen. Please, Marvel, bring Green Goblin into the MCU. Give us an MCU Green Goblin. Please cast William Dafoe again in the MCU version. That would be awesome. He is an amazing actor for that role. But these are my thoughts. Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, this is 6 Comics. Buy the dip, sell the rip. This is the way. We will see you in the next video.